Who invented you? Why are you the way you are? I am the way I am because I invented me. I hear you reply. And I would challenge that, or I will challenge that in this video. So, where does your shame come from? Where does your confidence or your lack of confidence come from? Where do your political ideas come from and your political beliefs? Your definition of success, your idea of success, your fear of success, your fear of failure, your standards for love, giving love, and being loved. Where do they all come from? Did you choose them? Did you create yourself, or are you an amalgamation of somebody else's ideas of what you should be? That inner critic voice of yours, it's chances are it came from a parent, a teacher. It doesn't announce itself as, hey, this is your judgmental father speaking right now, or this is your critical mother speaking right now, and I'm going to tell you whatever it's going to tell you. It doesn't announce itself that way. What happens when we are children is we introject messages from the environment, okay? And the introjection means, or what introjection means, is that we assimilate things as if they come from us. So you're not good enough turns into I'm not good enough when you're a child. That's what typically happens. Occasionally you get some individuals who flip the script on that and they kind of go, I'm not good enough. Nah, I don't think you're good enough. I'm amazing. And then we get a whole other line of issues, perhaps. But again, there's still a reaction to that early environment. The same with teachers. You know, the classic one is you'll never amount to X, Y, and Z. You'll never become this, this, and this. And again, it's from someone else and it's been introjected by you as a child and turned into something as if it's your own belief, as if it's something that you came up with. So, chances are you've been agreeing with someone else's idea of who you should be, what your limitations are, what your potential is. You've been agreeing with this without question, without even realizing it's being put your way, because this is the thing. The disapproval comes from some kind of punishment. Normally something being withdrawn. So I'll withdraw my love. I will withhold some kind of freedom of yours because you have underperformed, you have disappointed, you have done something wrong. And that's what a lot of parenting styles are like. That's what a lot of teaching styles are like. And I'm not against discipline. I'm not against boundaries. That's not where I'm going with it. How they're done, how they are carried out, how things are explained to us as children is super important because of this introjection process. So if someone has a critical parent and they're constantly criticizing, disapproving, tutting, humming and hawing, or saying the other one, oh, well, your brother done this, or your sister done that, or your cousin this, etc., etc. It starts to, in a kind of insidious way, get under the skin of the individual child. And they start to realize or think or believe that they are somehow not good enough. If I move away from that for a minute, because that can cause all sorts of levels of shame and blocks to success and blocks to potential healthy relationships as an adult. The other one is if you're not so sure about that side of things, why do you like the things you like? Did you choose to like them, or do you like them because, well, I like playing that particular sport because my dad used to play it, or I like doing this particular thing because my mum used to do that. The reason I use this toothpaste, and honestly, it can get this silly. The reason I use that toothpaste is because I grew up with that toothpaste, so therefore it must be a good toothpaste. And also, I like that toothpaste because, oh, hang on, I don't know that I ever consciously chose to use that toothpaste. I don't know if I ever experimented with different brands of toothpaste. It sounds ridiculous when you put it into context of toothpaste products, foods, etc. But when you start to expand it on a broader horizon, it bleeds into core beliefs, behaviors, what expectations from the world. So when you're looking at childhood lays down these big foundation stones about how the world should work, how I should operate within the world, what should I expect from the world. And that comes from those early influences. If they're not that nurturing, then these foundation stones are going to contain some pretty negative and maladaptive behaviors, thoughts, and the internal voice is going to be often turning inwards, self-critical, self-depreciating, and quite restricting in terms of, if you want to manifest money in your life, then you need to look at your relationship with money. It was a good one, because people do this like, oh, why do I have this bad relationship with money? Well, I don't think I deserve it, or I have to work before I can enjoy it. Where did all these messages where did all these beliefs come from? They came from messages from the environment from back then and there. And we, again, take them on as our own without question, because we were so easily influenced as children. We're pretty easily influenced as adults as well. But this is where all this critical thinking and everything comes in. Start dissecting the things you do, the things you believe, if you want to affect some change. Start dissecting these things and asking the question, why? So you could start with one belief and ask, why do I believe this about myself, and who benefits from me believing this about myself? Who benefited? When was this first said to me? Who was the first person who said it to me? And would I choose this belief about myself or the world? Would I choose this today if this came to me fresh as an adult, and with everything I know about the world and life and all my experiences now? Would I actually choose this? And so I'm inviting you to step outside of yourself, to look at some of these core beliefs you have about yourself and the world, and start to question them. So just start with the one. Just pick one and see if it's genuinely yours, or it's inherited, and if it's actually worth keeping. There's nothing wrong with inheriting something which is healthy and great for you. But maybe you need to trim some of the things you've inherited away, because most of it's probably not yours. And a lot of it's probably quite redundant and limiting. And now, when you explore all of this, you can start to decide, first of all, you can decide what to put down, because you were never told that you couldn't put it down. And you can decide what you actually want for yourself, what you like and what you don't like. And I have this sometimes with clients, and they focus, say, for instance, the focus has been on their performance as a child, or their performance as as a young adult. You know, maybe it's, I don't know, they were a doctor or entrepreneur, or they had a particular talent in sport or something like that. And that's where all the focus went. And then something happens, you know, it comes off the rails in some way through injury or maladaptive behavior or a breakdown or something like that. And then they kind of go, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I like, what I don't like. I do this just because that's what was expected of me. That's what I was shown. That's what I was told. And holy shit, all this time I believed it and thought it was actually my own creation. Chances are it's not.